Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham, and I've lived in 115 countries, and I've been doing this for 26 years. And I'm presently in the country of Cyprus, but I'll only be here for about 10 days. It's my 115th country. I'm going to Israel because I'm a current events traveler, but I have a GoFundMe page on me going to Israel because it'd be nice to have a little bit more money for hotels. Okay, but today I want to talk about what I normally do. I've definitely done it for the last 15 some years, is kind of what I would call a strategy of, maybe we call it the tortoise travel. Okay, tortoise travel means a turtle. We walk real slow, we go real slow, and to me, we all need a different strategies of travel. I was going to write a book. I even have about 250 collected in a database, 250 different travel strategies, but I decided that the book was a little too, it's more like a textbook, and people really don't want to think about travel. They just really want to think. They go on 2 weeks. There's no reason for them to think about strategies. So maybe I'll write it one day, but this is one I'm going to call tortoise travel. But think about the hare and the tortoise thing, Aesop's fables, right? What did the tortoise do? He doggedly never stopped ending. He just kept plodding away. You want to keep plodding away in life and you'll get anywhere. The people that are that go in spurts all the time seldom get anything done because of the daily, they don't have that daily connection to just ongoing thing. A person that can do a project that lasts for 1 year, that's one of the values of writing a book, because if you write one page a day, you can have a 365 page book. But the ability to have routines and habits is what makes for smart travel. Okay, the people that only think about having a checklist of all the tourist attractions they're going to go to, they need to go home and stay. But a strategy. What is a strategy? What is the tortoise travel? I go really slow, and I'm not in a hurry to get to nowhere fast. Okay, I'm never in a hurry to go somewhere fast. Why? Because first of all, the faster you travel, I mean, if you change travel destinations every 2 days, it's about 5 times more money than what I spent. Okay, but the tortoise travel. But what is a strategy? A strategy is a better alternative to what everybody else is doing, okay? And what everybody else is doing is they get on a plane, they come to someplace, they spend 2 weeks there, or if they're lucky, they spend 7 days, they get a checklist of 10 things to do every day, and they're really afraid they're not going to get their money's worth. They spend all day doing anything and everything, making sure that they see every possible thing. That is not me. Okay, but it's my alternative is to just let the play come to me. I sit around until somebody tells me something really tempting to do that is something I would like to do, as opposed to something that I can only say that I came to Cyprus and did this. I like culture, so to me it's really wonderful to be here. This is kind of an Indian, Arabic, Indian, Arabic, Black African culture. They even have a lot of African real estate here. But, it's also, I'm in a tourist destination, so it's really hard. I've only met like 2 people actually from Cyprus, which is kind of common in any of the new tourist destinations. Hey, before you forget, it's kind of cold here, so I have this windbreaker. They used to be able to buy these real easy in the United States, but it has no lining in it. It's really small. It's really perfect because it takes your body heat and collects it. Always one of the best jackets, but it's kind of chilly here. It gets up to about 55, and the people are trying to go to the beach. I remember going to Fort Lauderdale and sitting under one of these kind of shaded things to keep the wind from blowing on us, but at the same time pointed at the sun. But a strategy is not a plan. We assume you're making a plan, even if your plan is just lackadaisical, I go anywhere I want. Most people that is not a strategy. A strategy is doing something different than what you are normally doing. Right now, there's a very good strategy going on with Donald Trump. If you, this is November 2024, and let's see, Trudeau from Canada just came to Mar-a-Lago, I don't know, the resort of Donald Trump, because Donald Trump said he's going to put tariffs on Canada, put tariffs on Mexico. So he's doing something opposite of Biden, where Biden just let us abuse the United States. So his strategy was to do the opposite. They asked him what he was going to do in certain war things, and he goes, why would I ever tell my war strategy? But if you really look at Donald Trump, he's the world's greatest strategist. Okay, but you can see right now his strategy. He's got Mark Zuckerberg coming to Mar-a-Lago. He's got Trudeau from Canada, the president of Canada. He's got the Mexican president saying that she's going to. So he's not even in office, and he's already doing it. But what is this also his strategy? He's got a strategy by saying that he's going to deport everybody. Anybody in Venezuela thinking about coming is going, do I really want to go there and get deported? So that's a strategy, but it's alternative to what normal politicians do. A lot of the normal politicians talk, and never do anything. That's the strategy of them. They want to sound wonderful. I just told this Bulgarian guy, he said, well, Donald Trump's kind of like Putin. I said, yeah, he's a get done man, go get things done person. You want the president of the United States to be feared, okay? They have to know, they have to know that it's not safe to abuse us. We've been abused for the last 4 years. It's like Billy Carter when he was in office, and the Iranians take over like 100. They put hostage for so many days. Iranians. The minute that Reagan got in office, they let them loose. Why? Because you need to have somebody afraid, okay? And that's a strategy, okay? It's not because anybody that wants to make everybody feel safe is not capable of dominating the situation. And what do you want the president? You want him to dominate the world. He's a leader of the free world. You want everybody to have respect. But most people are mad at their dad, so anybody that even slightly remembers the dad. But slow travel. What is slow tortoise travel? Okay, so what I do is I don't change countries. I change hotels or places to live. So often, if I can find 2 places to go to in a country, even if it was Germany or Switzerland or Norway or any of the most expensive countries on the planet, if I can find 2 different locations that are within my budget, then I will move to that location and stay. And but generally, I don't like to go to the overdeveloped countries because they're very uncomfortable because I have to think about money. But Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, is sucking up to Trump. He's got a strategy. But the tortoise and the hare, Aesop's fable, is slow, steady travel. So what you do, and the problem with travel is information comes from you from all different directions. And truly, nobody helps you with your travel, even if you have friends and anything, until you're actually at the location. They can't really turn into focus mode until you're actually there. So right now, I'm having more people talk to me about going to Israel. If you want to ask me, want to help me to find a place in Israel that is economic, I'd like to live with families in Israel. I'd love to live in Israel with families, therefore I can understand the backstory. But the tortoise is going to give more time than needed. I always err on the side of caution, okay? That means that I get to the airport 3 or 4 hours early. I almost always have a wait in the airport for 3 hours. The people that arrive just in time to get on the plane, it works if you don't care if you miss a plane. But it doesn't, I'm leaving for 1 year, 2 years off, and missing the plane, really doesn't. Now with the new plane system where you may have, like I had a flight from Let's see, where did I have a flight from? Well, I took the bus to. I took the bus. I could have taken American Airlines from Fort Wayne to Chicago, but the planes often get canceled. Okay, and truly, it doesn't save any time to take a plane for less than maybe a 3-hour drive, because the 3 hours you're waiting in the plane, or for the plane, or the 2 hours, or even the 1 hours, ruins it. Plus, you can carry about anything you want without worrying about your baggage on a bus. But I give more time. But the clever tortoise, watch they had two strategies. The hare would go as fast as they could, then rest or something, instead of just consistently keep moving. And so the tortoise observes the normal person that just rushes around, is in a hurry, they only get reservations, they don't try to optimize their trip. Okay, but you can optimize your quality of life real easy if you have time to. So the first 3 days in country, I'm still jet lagged. Okay, so I am constantly looking for a better place to live here. I don't think I'm going to find it, and I already paid for my room till November 9th, because I really don't like it here. Okay, I don't want to live in India. I don't want to live in Africa. I want to go to Africa. I don't want to live in Africa outside the United States. I'll never forget the Ukraine man said that this is one of the friendliest countries he's ever been in. Ukraine has the record. I said hello to 42 people in Ukraine, in Odessa, and not one of them replied. They also have this cultural thing that if you're laughing and smiling, they think you're an idiot. It's a Russian thing. Ukraine is Russian. But you err on the side of caution. Anybody can travel. If you're a tortoise, and before you make the jump, you feel very secure that all your decisions are right, which is normally the transportation and the hotel. But I highly recommend you be real careful on reservations, because the reservation is a great way to reserve a bad room. My hostel where I'm at is really managed by an Indian person, and it's just horrible. It even smells Indian. But once you feel safe to make the next jump, that's when you do it. So I move hotels. I don't move countries. But I also have a strategy of always leaving 30 minutes after sunrise and arriving before noon. And then I'm always in a negotiating place where if I arrive there and I have 5 hours before I have to find a room, I can get a better price. So I pay half of what anybody else pays, because I don't lock into things. But I don't force the play, and I really want you to let the play come to you. As a tortoise, you're observing the world, right? You got to sit there and understand that the person that's got their head on a swivel, looking around, light-colored clothing, happy, smiling, they are the rulers of the planet. The people walking with 2 big dogs, sunglasses on, black clothing, looking like a motorcycle bike, they are the wimps of the planet. Okay. It reeks of fear, okay, and anger, okay. But try to find people that say hello to you. I've only had 2 people in this country say hello to me, and I, as a habit, as one of my strategies, which is an alternative to what is normal here, I say hello to everybody. And what does that do? That opens up. It's fishing for friendship, and the more friends you have, the safer it is to travel. Okay, so tortoise travel is just trudging along, taking it easy, looking around, having your head on a swivel, looking at everybody, making eye contact, and do it. I came back from the supermarket the other day, and I don't like to take the same path back and forth. That's the normal strategy. So when I'm walking anywhere, I'm going on a different route, a different path, and I discover more about the thing. The people that are always looking for efficiency, effective walking down the street, they miss the whole world. Plus, if they're walking too fast, they miss the world. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. I've lived in 115 countries. I've been doing this now for 26 plus years. Oh yeah, there's a lot of Filipinos here too. That usually means that some man's married them and brought them here. I mean, that's the export of marriage, right? But this is kind of a retirement community, but I wouldn't say it's friendly. It reminds me a lot of Malta, but a little nicer than Malta. But it's maybe, I mean, it's November right now. By February, it'll probably be very chilly right here. There's almost no place in Europe where you can go the Canary Islands is it. Maybe, but you're always trapped on an island. As a rule of thumb, don't stay on islands very long because the cost just quadruples and you can get trapped by the island. But I'm Andy Lee Graham. I have a Patreon thing on tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York City times. I'll go live on Zoom. We have different Patreon levels, $5, $25, $100, and they give you different benefits. But anybody that wants to talk to me about Israel, I would really appreciate if you become a Patreon and get on the YouTube, on the Zoom chat. It's the link to the Zoom is in the chat section of my Patreon page. I also have a GoFundMe page that would make it a lot easier if I had about $2,000 more to live for 2 months in Israel. But I'm here and you're not. Why not? Why am I here? Because I have a strategy. Everybody has a plan. I have a strategy that is an alternative way of traveling compared to the normal person. And I go very slow. That way I can wait for the good deals to come to me.